LeBron tweeted yesterday, "If no one appreciated you, Griff, I did, and hopefully all the people of Cleveland. Thanks for what you did for the team for 3 years. You got us one trophy." Joined by Chris Broussard. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
You know what he said? We got us one.
There's a lot of things in that tweet.
You're part of that. You
We
contributed mightily to that, right?
I appreciated you.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah.
Chris, what
Yes.
does this mean?
Nothing. With all due respect to Griff, he did a good job. This storyline is being painted by the media now that Griff was phenomenal and got them to 3 finals. The reasons they got to the finals had nothing to do with Griff, with all due respect, because he did a solid job.
Yes.
But I think any competent executive in the league could have done that job. LeBron going there is the main reason they're in the finals. Had nothing to do with Griff. And he's not leaving because of Griff. He didn't go there because of Griff. He's not leaving because of Griff. Kevin Love helped them get to the finals. Had nothing to do with Griff. LeBron basically made that deal. So LeBron will be fine with Chauncey Billups as the president, and that's what it looks like it's going to be. So this notion that LeBron, now, was he consulted when this happened? It's hard for me to believe he wasn't consulted.
Thank you.
Now,
Stop.
I don't think
Finally,
LeBron.
a voice of reason.
No, sir, I don't think LeBron pulled the trigger. I think he did respect Griff. I think he thought Griff did a very good job. But the word around the league is that Griff wanted $6 to $7 million a year. Griff felt like this was one of the hardest, if not the hardest, front office jobs in the league because you don't get credit for the successes. I just did it, right? But when you fail, you get the blame.
That's what he did.
And
What I did?
Yeah.
I didn't blame him. I
you
told
did.
you he didn't deserve to be fired.
Yeah.
So I think LeBron was fine with Griff, felt he should be back, but do I think LeBron felt comfortable saying you got to pay him $6 to $7 million a year, make him one of the top 5 paid GMs in the league? No, I don't think LeBron would go that far. So I think that's
because LeBron
what
makes
this situation is.
$33.3
Stop
million.
counting his pockets.
Well, wait, the GM doesn't count
He
against
does
the
a little
cap,
more
does he?
than Griff does.
Yeah.
little
I
bit
give
more.
you that for sure.
So I think, look, as far as I know you think this means he's going to LA. I believe this LA stuff is LeBron keeping the fire under Dan Gilbert's feet. This is keeping leverage, letting him know, look, don't take me for granted. You got to still spend money to win championships or compete for them. The only way I believe LeBron leaves Cleveland is if Gilbert decides he's no longer going to spend the money and pay the luxury tax to get stars there, or LeBron finds out stars just don't want to go to Cleveland. Paul George, Jimmy Butler, whoever it may be. Other than that, I think he's staying. Think about it. When LeBron left Cleveland to go to Miami, when he left Miami to go to Cleveland, there wasn't a peep about it a year before, months before, even
Not
weeks
a week before.
Exactly.
No.
So their group is tight-knit. They don't let all this people around the league think he's going. People around the league have no idea what LeBron and his guys are thinking about. So that's foolishness.
Go ahead, Skip. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you're correct about this, and that the best player on the planet, the most powerful man in all of sports, the face of the NBA, and certainly of the Cleveland Cavaliers, did know something about the removal of David Griffin.
It's just, I don't know for a fact. It's
I don't
just hard
either.
to fathom,
it's
right?
It's just hard to
that they didn't
fathom.
tell- yeah,
He's
it's-
LeBron, you know what, James, right?
He's a player, Skip.
Well, come on now. So wait a second. He's treated like just another employee. He found out when we found out.
Pat Riley
Come
did
on,
it to him.
Stop.
I do think he wanted Griff back, but again, I don't think he was going to go in there and say, pay him $6 to $7 million. He didn't go say pay JR his money. He didn't go say pay Tristan.
Okay, so somebody, to use your favorite word, is being disingenuous here with their tweets or their reactions, because I don't know that LeBron really cared that much about Griff, as he called him, staying. Because I'm going to hark back one more time, just because we're doing the subject one last time, to what came out of LeBron's mouth the night of January 23rd after they had lost 5 out of 7 games. It's in New Orleans. and it sure sounded like a rant aimed at the GM. And I don't know, maybe Dan Gilbert's the co-GM. Do you think he has something to do with personnel, right? Some input into personnel
And they lost that
decisions?
game without
now
Anthony
he does.
Davis.
They did.
Remember that.
That is correct. But LeBron's first blast was, we're not a better team than last year from a personnel standpoint. That's aimed right at the GM. And he went public with this with the writers who followed the team. Dave McManaman of ESPN.com had the big quotes here. And then he concluded his rant with, well, he went off on, why did we let Delly go? Why did we let Movskov go? Why didn't we sign Raymond Felton? Why didn't we sign Michael Beasley? And then concluding with, we are top heavy as SH, you know the rest of the word. Well, boom. That's the next day we were on Undisputed. I said, I think that's aimed at David Griffin. And he said, I'm not singling anybody. Yeah, you are. You're singling out your GM. Who else is responsible for this? Am I right?
Chris Broussard, you like dessert, right?
Yes.
When you get a piece of pie, do they put the whipped cream on the bottom or they put it on top?
Top.
Okay.
Nobody orders pie for the whipped cream.
Whoa,
Saying,
Joy.
it's just extra.
I need you to stop it just
The
for a
whipped cream
second.
is like Kyle Korver.
But if your premise is true, are you saying LeBron called this?
Had big input into it. Yes.
If that's true, so what? What
Okay,
did
wait
David
a second.
Griffin do?
Wait a second.
He brought Kyle Korver. He brought Derek Williams.
I want to be clear about this. I think LeBron does deserve huge input into this. I told you this to open the show. I have no issue with LeBron having input. He's LeBron James.
Well, first of
He's
all-
the reason you're in the finals
He's a
3 straight
four-time
times.
First
MVP.
of all,
He
you know,
deserves to have
me and
input.
David Griffin, we go back, so I call him Grip. Grip should still be in his job.
Grip or Griff?
Grip.
For $6 or $7 million a year?
For that job, and what you have, because like you just said.
You just got to put a bunch of role players around your 3 stars.
Oh, he did that. Let me ask, think about it. He's playing Tristan 15, playing JR 14, 15, paying Sharpe 11, paying LeBron 33, Kyrie making 17. How much money do you think they got?
Dan Gilbert got deep pockets.
Oh, he got a deep pocket. But I'm saying, who? I mean, I thought he did a great job.
He did a good job.
He got JR, and then he brought Channing Frye in. He's assembled a team that he felt and LeBron felt that they can win a title with. How about this here? You know what? I like James Jones, but James Jones holding up a roster spot for 4 minutes a night.
Okay.
That's LeBron's guy.
I was going to say.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
How dare you disparage the great James Jones?
I love James Jones.
Well, he's got rings, man.
James Jones is a champ.
He got a lot of rings.
And they
James
call
Jones
him
is a
champ.
winner.
But if we try, look here, I love my boys. There are a lot of boys I ain't trying to win because I can't win with them. Now, we gonna hang after I get this trophy. But come on now.
But so you blaming LeBron for that? That 15th man isn't gonna have an impact
No,
one way or the other.
all I'm saying is, but here's the thing now. Well, who's calling? Because we trying to get Paul George, you trying to get Jimmy Butler, you trying to make these moves that's going because you're only making moves because you worry about Golden State.
Here's the thing. The Cavs know, like, there is no way they make this move if it was gonna stop them from getting Paul George. Now, they may not get him just because Indiana may say, look, we don't want Kevin Love, and that's that.
Well, who else gonna want a rental? We the only one. Cause look,
The Cavs feel like it won't be a rental.
because they
feel
got Kevin Love the same way.
Exactly. And they feel like once you get in our culture,
I agree.
you go to the finals, you either win
I got it. That's
or
what they
lose.
think. Now, I'm not sure that's going to
let me ask you a
happen.
question.
How would it look if you leave, let's say they go to the finals next year and lose in 7. How would it look to leave that to go to a lottery team in LA, the Lakers, if you're Paul George?
Okay, what about Clippers, though?
Clippers is another story.
They're not
the
beating-
problem with that is that Blake Griffin, I believe he'd have to be the piece because there's not much else on their roster. He has to agree to go to Indiana, which I don't think he's
The
gonna
only way you can slay that dragon out there in the West, that's Golden State, you need Braun. You can't do it by yourself. In a rental, Cleveland Cavaliers, let me ask you a question. We've all rented a car. You don't go rent a car from one of these agencies, Avis Budget, put rims on it, put a new stereo, tint the windows, because guess what, Skip? Chris, you got to turn it in.
The Spurs don't have Bron.
So you got LeBron and
Thank
George
you.
going to LA next
By
year.
the way-
Is that it? Is that it?
All of the Spurs ain't beat them.
Wait
Spurs
a
got
second.
swept.
Spurs got swept.
Wait.
Spurs got swept.
Well, hold on just a second. You know who?
Revisionist
the
history.
Dragon got slayed in the West by Zaza Cheap Shot. That's who slayed
Whoa,
the
whoa,
Dragon.
yeah,
Am I right? Wait, they're up 23.
They were going
the Spurs?
down.
They were going
at-
down
in
at
5 at the
Right.
most.
In 5
At
at the most?
I
After
think
they
still would've
won
got
game
swept.
1
they didn't
handily?
win game 1.
Oh,
Skip, y'all had a 22-point lead in San Antonio.
I think Golden State
Without
is going
KD.
to win that game.
Without
really
Kevin
do.
Durant, y'all had a
You
22-point
are
lead.
so delusional.
A
It was
22-point
so
lead to
over with
Golden State
Kawhi
was
Leonard.
nothing.
But Chris,
You're out of your
we
mind.
if we get Paul George, come on with your boy, because I got me a fire truck. If it don't work.
To L.A.?
No, we're going to
Cleveland.
Cleveland. We're going to get the 2018 champ. With Paul George, Cavaliers getting that championship.
This may have had something to do, and this is speculation, but just from putting 2 and 2 together, talking to people around the league, Griff said it was a difference in philosophy, right, in the direction of the franchise. Dan Gilbert is a big-time risk taker, okay? He may have been willing to say, I want Paul George without the guarantee that he's staying. And maybe Griff was, because Griff was trying to
would
get
buy
Jimmy
this.
Butler,
I would
who's got
agree.
years left on his deal.
Got 2 years
Maybe
left.
Griff wasn't willing to do that, because who was going to take the heat if Paul George left?
Yeah.
Griff.
Paul
So
George,
maybe that
Paul
has
George
something to
has
do with it.
2 years plus a player's option. Paul George is
Jimmy
just
Butler.
Jimmy
Butler, excuse me.
Yeah.
Paul George only has this 1 year with a player option where we know he's opting out of that player option. So you got 2 years of Jimmy and you possibly have 1 year of Paul George.
Right.
But with Paul George, Skip, and LeBron and Kyrie and Double T and JR possibly coming off the bench, you already know.
Is your backup point guard Chauncey Billups?
I don't
now?
care who it is. I can
Or,
play
or is he
point.
going to be the president?
I
What
can
is he
play
gonna be?
backup
He's gonna
point
be the
guard.
president.
Okay, so bottom line,
So he got to get
Chauncey
a big ball.
Billups is close with Ty Lue. We know that for
Best
a long
friends.
time. Best friends. And
Close with Dan Gilbert, too.
because
They
he
have a
did
business
the
relationship.
loans, the Quicken Loans ads for him when he was a Detroit Piston, and Dan is from Detroit. We know that. So would this be good for LeBron to have Chauncey running the show? I think it would. I think LeBron would like this.
I think he'll be fine with it. I mean, if he wasn't fine with it, I think he'd let them know.
yeah.
I don't know what. I know they got a relationship, Chauncey and LeBron, and they're friendly and friends probably. I don't think they're as close as he is with Chauncey
Sure.
and Ty Lue
No,
or
I got
Chauncey
it.
and
So
Gilbert.
here's
But
bottom
think it
line.
would work.
I think I'm with you on this final point. I don't believe LeBron is going anywhere. I think he's going to retire a Cleveland Cavalier, and I think his owner knows he's going to retire a Cavalier, so he can dare the devil a little bit. He can risk take more with LeBron because he thinks he has him in the fold.
Dan Gilbert, can I get a loan I can't pay back? I mean, see, the loans, everybody talk about he loans, he in business. I need to get a loan I can't pay back. Skip. He got this house out there in Malibu I was looking at.
Really?
I was just
Should
looking
have
at
got in your deal.
I was just looking
We're
at it.
negotiating.
Hey, that's all, just
Chris, thanks for
looking.
joining us.